the brother of two men killed in separate helicopter crashes, says no one can become immune to losing someone so tragically. Department of Conservation Biodiversity Ranger Scott Theobald, 59, fellow Doc Senior Ranger Paul Honderlink, 63, and pilot Nick Wallace, 38, were killed when the helicopter they were in crashed near Wanaka Airport on Thursday morning. Otago Lakes Area Commander Inspector Olaf Jensen said the men's bodies were recovered from the crash site following a blessing with family and friends. Jonathan Wallace said it could have been any member of their family in the helicopter. His brother, Nick, was larger than life. He was one of 4 brothers, from an aviation family. It doesn't make that any easier that he died doing what he loved, at all. Another of the brothers, Matthew Wallace, was also killed in a helicopter crash this year after leaving Wanaka Airport. The 39-year-old died when his Robinson 44 helicopter crashed into Lake Wanaka on July 21. His body was retrieved 2 days later. Jonathan Wallace said losing 2 brothers in just 3 months was a cruel reality. You don't become immune to this, no one does. We're a very close family. It makes it very hard. Aviation was a way of life for their family, he said. Unfortunately, it can be very unforgiving. The family was taking the grieving process as it comes. The focus was on getting Nick back to his wife, Carrie, and their children, he said. Toby Wallace said, Nick was a great little brother. DOC Director General Lou Sanson knew all 3 men personally and said what happened was incomprehensible. This is the worst day as a chief executive. The deaths of the 3 spell the loss of 47 years of conservation knowledge. Sanson said Honderlink had worked on pest control projects including developing 1080 gels, and invented the Judas goat for conservation. Theobald was the pioneer of conservation dogs, the first in the world, Sanson said. Everywhere Scott went, the Kiwi numbers went up. In that helicopter is resources we will never ever replace. Transport Accident Investigation Commission investigator Barry Stevenson said the inquiry could take 18 months to 2 years. The men's bodies were found near the helicopter, with wreckage spread over about 1 kilometer and only the rotor blades still intact, he said. The Hughes 500 helicopter had been leased by Wallace and the trio were on their way to the Hast area on the west coast to begin a controversial tow cull. Basham said there was nothing to suggest that foul play by people opposed to the cull had caused the crash. He would not comment on whether a mayday call had been made.